because you can have topical sermons, like you can have a sermon about Purim, so to speak, or you pick a topic and then you kind of like move around and like draw different passages to like, and it can be whatever. It can be like depression or like anxiety, and you can cherry pick, and it's all scripture and it's all inspired and it's all the breathed out by God, but like you're just picking it around, and they all support the topic, and then that's topical preaching. But then there's expository preaching, which is like we're going to go through like the Gospel of John, and we're going to start in John 1:1, and we're going to read through like the first 2 paragraphs, and then we're going to exposit and unpack like the text, the historical, grammatical, understanding within context. We're going to go to the Greek if it's New Testament. We're going to go to the Hebrew understanding and unpack. What did this mean to like the original hearers? First of all,
right?
Because there's like
it's very important to me.
Yeah.
Because
and it's important to me too.
Most directly directed at those people.
Yeah,
it's for us too, but.
Yeah, but
if we don't understand what they understood about it, it could be a little bit different to us.
Yeah, we paint ourselves into everything. It's like, man, this may not be just about you at all.
Americans and slavery, horrible misunderstanding. Every time we see slave...
They tried to justify...
Well, not just that. Anytime an American, modern-day American, sees anything about slavery in the Bible, we think our slavery, and it just ruins it. Destroys the meaning.
It was like, more like bond servants.
Exactly. It's looking into what... I don't think it's Exodus. It's one of the 5 books. Is talking about the bond servant, or your... Like, at the end of the 7th year, you are to free them, and all this and all that, because they're not slaves because they were conquered or stolen from another land. They're slaves because you have a debt to me, and you cannot pay it. It's like debtor's prison, but you are going to serve me for 7 years as a bond servant.
Like working the kitchen.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly. And then at the end, not only are you set free, you are given... you were given land. You're given some livestock and a bit of what have you, money to get you going, and then the debt is forgiven because you've worked it off. You've been a slave all this time.
That could confuse people with like, oh, we're slaves to sin. Oh, does that mean we're bond servants to sin, and that like we could like work our way out of that debt and free ourselves, and then we get the gift of the land?
No, because you're not free until you're set free. I don't know.
Because we're still in sin now.
See, because
the
classics, the Greek classics knew very well, just as well as Jesus, not as well, I'm sure, that you stretch any allegory, you stretch any analogy outside of its context, it's going to break immediately. And it's not meant for every application. My friend does that all the time. Anytime I give any form of analogy, he's like, so in that case, this, it's like, no. Yeah. If you want to make your own analogy for that, go right ahead. That's not what that was talking about.
I've been auditing this hermeneutics class online.
I was still going on to Romans.
Okay. Real quick. But like allegorical like reading of the scriptures, it's like irresponsible to do it everywhere. Because you can find an allegory that was never meant to be on the scripture. And someone who's like really popular about doing that right now is Jordan Peterson.
It's wild.
The man's not a minister. He's not like a preacher
just an intellectual that started talking on scripture.
He's turning the gospel into like this like mythological like allegory, and it's like I pray for the people that are led astray by that approach to the gospel, unto like who Jesus is and the person and work of Jesus and the true gospel of like, our redemption and what Jesus did. Romans, sorry.
No. Because it was still talking about the slavery thing, because that's where that concept was coming in from. But then, the Romans, it was illegal, I believe. I need to actually find this out. I think if you incited someone to not obey their master or to run away or tried to help them, you're maybe not your life is forfeit, but it's just illegal. I don't know.
No person is illegal.
So when he was saying, talking about the, because he was a Roman citizen, Paul was, obviously. He was directly under the authority of Rome no matter where he went, especially within the Roman Empire, of course. He had rights, the only rights, very specific, I can't say that. One of the big rights he had is he can't be crucified. That's nice. Isn't that nice? Roman citizens cannot be crucified.
And they cut his head off, though.
Yeah, they can do that.
They could do that.
It's honestly a bit more, if it's from the back, it's a bit more merciful. If it's the Islamic way, it's just so horrible. So horrifying. Anyway.
Like a quick swipe.
Right. Even if it's not if you have to do it a couple times, by the first, you're knocked out, at least.
Gosh.
Bet. Anywho, because when people always cite that, that's why a lot of people also try and, not every one of them, but some of them who cite that Paul is not an authority within the Bible and he was a heretic, is because he only condoned, but advocated for slavery or something like that, because there was a Roman slave who ran away and Paul sent him back to his owner. I say possibly because he was a Roman citizen and this is a Roman slave. I'm not going to, first off, I may not be able to go back into Rome and preach. And if I send you back over, first off, you're a believer.
Yeah.
You'll be blessed and go and bless those around you. And perhaps even you'll be freed.
It's hard, man. People will go to things like that and like, they'll be like, answer this.
Yeah, I don't think you're asking in good faith. So no. I won't, in fact.
Yeah, it's the...
Jesus did that so well.
I think it gets
You're
into
not asking in good faith, so I'll turn that back on you.
Yeah.